Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the pre-market live show. Today is Tuesday, September 2nd. Welcome to September, and let's see what the market's going to bring us in September. But first, all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence. How is everybody this morning? Hope everybody's doing well. The market's a little bit red as we'll click over to the heat map, and you can see it is pretty red right there. Let's see what our SPY is up to this morning. It should be down, I would imagine, 482 and back to that 20 right there. So it is falling back down. You still have your 50 down here, and it would have to come down and scoop it up. And that would be that little period of setup that you will see. So that could be that 2 to 3 weeks that we're talking about. And then I'm telling you, this market's going to get ripping towards the end of this month. And you can just see it happening. Crypto's already looking pretty good right there. You can see it's bouncing back up. Bitcoin's at 110 right now. And so there you go. And it is trying to bottom out and get rolling. So we'll see if it bounces off that MACD one more time to get set up. But that will be it right there. And let's see what's going on with our Joe Lee's jams or Joe Lee's jumpers this morning and see what's happening here. So APDN, look at this thing jumping up. And there you go. It's up a little bit this morning. And let's see what it's exactly doing right here. APDN, that actually looks pretty good to start moving, guys. So let's keep an eye on that APDN right there. Not looking bad. And CARM, that was running up the other day. That took a big dip there. Is that this morning? That is the other day. August 29th. Yeah, that would be the other day. So yeah, that was dipping down there for CARM. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, that's CAR right there. But hold on, that's Avis. Here's CARM, and it did jump up there. Let's see what the heck is going on here. Is this thing not moving yet? And that is today's date. So I guess it is moving. It's up like 100%. I'm not sure what's going on with this thing. This one has it way down there. The other one has it popped up. I'm not sure. I'd assume I was wondering why it was on there, but I guess it popped up there this morning. I'd have to look. I'll have to look around. CWD, that Caliber Brocos. And remember that kept jumping up on the scanner the other day, and then it jumped up the very next day right there. And it doesn't look bad. I mean, it has some healthy pullback right there. We can see if it continues to get set up. Could come back down to the 50 as it gets pulled up right there. So we'll be looking into CWD. And again, that one did come up on the scanner. Duo right here. This is a China company. I know that. Fanged Network. And that was spiking up there. It looks like on Friday. And then today it is just spiking up a little bit more, trying to run around. Not looking bad right there. GCTK is GlucoTrack. And let's see what GlucoTrack, what kind of track that's on. That looks like it's pumped up there this morning. GCTK. And let's see what's going on. I don't know if TrendSpider's not really working. I don't know what's going on here. But this one has it at 590. It's it does say 596, but where the heck is the thing at? That's so bizarre. It does say 595 right there, but nothing's right. I don't. They must be having technical difficulty or something because it doesn't make any sense. It usually would be moving anyway. That's why that one was looking kind of weird to me. It wasn't really moving there. We'll come back to that and see what's going on. HWH right here was jumping up. I did see that this morning. Keep an eye on this one. That one does look like it could continue its way up right there. Not looking bad. Of course, IPDN, Professional Diversity Network, that was jumping up the other day. It's still in the top. We'll see if it can continue to bounce. So you can keep an eye on that one. And, of course, IXHL we've been watching. And it is trying to crawl back up off that MACD and get cruising again. So definitely keep an eye on that. OPAD right here, OPAD. This one had run up into the top. We were looking at it last week, OfferPad Solutions, and it is pulling back a little bit. We'll see if it can stay in the top. It looks like it wants to stay in the top and roll back up. So keep an eye on that one. And, of course, Open Door right here is trying to bounce back down off the MACD. I would assume it is pretty bullish. We'll see if it stays up there. And there you go with OPEN, Open Door Technologies. And there you go with your Joe Lee's jumpers right there. Thank you very much. And let's see. And GlucoTrack. I'm just going to do this real quick and then hop back into it and see if that will work. and sometimes it just needs to be redone if they do an update. We'll see. No, it's still at 422. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, check out GlucoTrack laptop travel. It says it's at like 603 on here, and this still has it at 422, which is odd. But at the top it says 602, so I'm not sure what's going on. It's kind of bizarre. It usually doesn't run like that. It has the right price right next to the thing. You can see it, but yet it's not moving. So I'm not sure what's happening. But anyway, that is a little technical difficulty right there. And we'll GCTK working at the clock. It should be extended hours. Yeah, mine's always on extended hours. I didn't click anything off. Not sure. I'll look into it. So I'll look and see. Maybe I have to just reset my computer, turn it off. But anyway, I'll look into that one, and won't bore you guys. So I'll see what's going on. I'm sure it's working perfectly fine. Anyway, JNUG is running, guys. Gold was getting crazy there, and I know we've been talking about that looking good, and even silver right there. Look at that bad boy, guys, and we talked about that looking good. So there you go, and that is your gold and silver report right there. ETHU. What is that? Ethereum ETHU right there. That 2 times Ether ETF. And that one looks like it's up this morning a little bit right there. So we'll see if that one gets ready. We'll pay attention to that and see when it was running up there. It should just get cruising. So oh wait, I didn't have it turned on. The clock thing. Where is it? Did I turn it off? Is that the extended? Oh yeah, I must have clicked the clock then. Thank you, Laptop Travel. I had it on before. You're right. That is the extended hours right there. Cool. All right, thanks. Laptop Travel fixing my trend spider. Look at that. Excuse me. So there you go. He knows it better than I do already. And that's why it wasn't working. I guess I clicked on that somewhere and didn't realize it and turned off the extended hours. Thank you, Laptop Travel. JNUG getting crazy right there. So that one's looking good. Nug's looking good. Let's look at the SPY big caps and them guys. Our SPY is down 494, sitting on that 20 right there. 495, so it is having some nice pullback, and I do think we do see that pullback that we were expecting. So it will be perfect because we're going to catch them great price actions and get it cruising. AAPL right here, a little bit of pullback at the moment, and of course we can keep an eye on some of these ETFs right here. APD is the bear, and you can see it is I mean, it's got a long time to get set up right there, but it does look like it's trying to stay for a little bit. It depends how fast it can move, but you can see it wants to run up a little bit right there. And let's look at Amazon right here, AMZN. That was down this morning, and AMZD right here would be the bear. Excuse me, and that one looking pretty good too. So yeah, you're definitely going to see that pullback that we were talking about. Here's your Google pulling back as well, and that's why you didn't want to hold anything over the weekend. And here is your Google bear, and it's that one's is trying to crawl out of the basement. I'm not even sure. That one looks crazy on both ends. So I'll definitely be looking at Google. And Meta is way down this morning. So that one's taking a nice dip. I forget. I seen something was going on with Zuck. And that thing looks like it's going to cross over to 50 and jump up a little bit more for your METD right there. And Microsoft right here is down as well. And that one's dipping down some more, and looks like it's going to be falling down some, so you can keep an eye on that. And I think MSFD is the bear right there. That thing does look like it's ready to run, guys. That one might be a good opportunity at the moment. And the video right here was down a little bit, pulling back to the 50, and looks like it could come down a little bit more. So you can keep an eye on your NVDD right here as it's jumping up to the 50 and could jump up over it and keep cruising. And of course, Tesla right here, that's pulling back a little bit. We expected Tesla to pull back. It had that pullback look. And here you go with TSLS, and that is your bear again. And it was running up to the 20 and trying to get crawled up. So there you go, guys. There are your Mag 7 right there and the ETF bears. And Let's see what AMC, GameStop, and the rest of these guys are doing. AMC is not looking bad. Again, these guys are getting set up too, and they will kick off the market, I think. They're just not ready yet. And GameStop right here is getting set up as well. You can see that one. They do have their earnings. They are next Tuesday, I believe. Yeah, next Tuesday. And let's see. Now that my extended hours are turned back on here, 22:46 right there. And yep, there you go. It's working again. That's good. So GameStop getting set up. Chewy's been looking good, guys. It is down a little bit. Let it pull back to set back up. And Unity, the same situations, pulling back after it had run up right there and wasn't looking bad. Netflix pulling back some, and that looks like it's coming down. I don't know if Netflix has a yeah, it does. I thought it does. NFXS. And there you go. And that thing does look like it wants to run right there. So keep an eye on NFXS today, right there. And Netflix could possibly dip down. AVGO is pulling back as well. And that even has an ETF right here. And that's AVS. And there you go. So that one does look pretty good. So again, you're about to see the market pull back. But we're going to play the opposite, play the ETFs in our advantage and see which ones look the best. MU also some pullback right there. And I think it's mud. Yeah, MUD. It's in the mud right now for MU, and mud is looking pretty clean at the moment. So there you go with that. And TSM right here is down a little bit, and that one's definitely pulling back as well. And that one also has a I don't know if that has a ETF bear, to be honest with you. Let's see. That's the long bear. I don't. There it is. TSMZ. I have to write that one down. It's not on here. And so yeah, that one looks really good as well. So that's interesting right there. NVD right here. Let's see what that one's doing. That's another one of the bear NVIDIA shorts. And so let's see. And that's not looking bad either, NVD. So yeah, we're just like I said, there's multiple ETFs for these guys, and that's what you can look at. Just look at the bear ones; they're looking real good. And I was going back and forth the other day, checking it out, and assuming that we are going to see a little bit of pullback here. But you never know over a 3-day weekend. You got to look at things and see what's happening here. So it is pulling back as we thought, but we wanted to make sure AMD is definitely coming back down there, and AMDS would be your bear right there. If I typed it in right there, no, maybe it's not AMD. Let's see, what is the bear? I thought that AMDD. There you go, AMDD. And what did I have over here? I have to change a couple of these because they do change around as well. And there's multiple ones. So here you go, AMDD, and that does look pretty good for AMD's bear to be curling up at the moment. QCOM had been looking good right there. It is pulling back some, and obviously we'll see some pullback with everything else. And Snow is looking good, but this one could see some really good pullback as well. And there's your PayPal right here. That one had looked good. I would have said yesterday that one was in a good spot to get rolling. It looked really good curling up. And obviously with the market conditions, that's why you have to wait until Monday morning to really see, or Tuesday morning. I'm sorry, on a 3-day weekend. I said Monday. It's Tuesday morning here. So here is PayPal, and it is pulling back a little bit at the moment. And Intel right now is pulling back. I think we see that one pull back. And how about Dell? Dell's pulling back. So you are seeing them all pull back, and that's perfectly fine. We'll get the best price action. Your IBM that was setting up is coming back down a little bit. That thing's still going to be set up and looking pretty good. And of course, Palantir right here, that one's been pulling back at the moment. Sophie had been set up, but I think you're about to see that pull back. So definitely going to see a little pullback in this moment. Mara and Riot, these guys are getting ready really soon. You can see Mara's almost ready, Riot's almost ready, and Clean Spark doesn't look bad down there. That looks like it has a little more time, but doesn't look bad. Let's see what MicroStrategy's doing, because that's up this morning as Bitcoin's curling up. And again, might not get through this time, but it will relatively soon, probably the next time. And Robinhood right here is pulling back at the moment, so we'll see how far that one wants to dip down. And Coinbase is pulling back at the moment, so but it doesn't look too bad right there. And again, these markets can get turned around so fast, guys. It can be crazy. All you need is a rate. Remember, we're going to have a rate change, and that will make the markets rip again and turn around. So Webull right here had pulled back. So we'll find these great opportunities. That's what we were waiting on anyway. And Space right here. This one looks pretty good to get set up, guys. I don't know what's going on over there. Your 20's coming down. So let me look at Space SPCE today. It could be a good, decent one. And Boeing had been pulling back to the trend line. We'll see when that wants to bounce. And DJT is also pulling back, but that wasn't looking bad the other day. And Fun is sitting right there. Looks like it wants to pull back a little bit before it gets Fun. And McDonald's had been pulling up, going up, but is pulling back there, back down to the MACD. It was rolling right off it, and now it's coming back down. So the market pulled McDonald's with it. Disney had looked good, and that's actually pulling back. I saw that this morning. And how about your Oxy? That's up right now. Oil and gas, and ExxonMobil right there is up. So there you go. And we did love them ones before. We knew that oil and gas was looking good. Gush won't be doing anything, but it is looking pretty decent right there. Robin isn't doing anything, but that's looking pretty decent too. And KHC, they what did they do? They're breaking it into two companies right there. Corn syrup and non-corn syrup is what they're going to do. But they are splitting into two companies this morning. And there you go. Kraft Heinz is splitting into two. Food breakups are in fashion right now. So Kraft Heinz to split a decade after mega food merger. And there you go. So I guess Kraft and Heinz are splitting apart and getting divorced. And so that is what your news is this morning on Kraft Heinz. And I guess I did a little shake up by mentioning them, and now all of a sudden they're getting divorced. What are you going to do? Well, maybe they'll take corn syrup out of all of our food. That would be nice. And here we go. Let's look and see what you guys want to see, if there's anything else going on in this red market right here. Saw an article entitled "The Best Days of NVIDIA Are Behind Them," it said. And I don't know. I think AI's got a lot of running up to do. And again, we're just seeing some pullback. These come down to that bottom. They aren't going to stay down there long, especially when you're going to have your rates getting cut. And you can see it already right there. I mean, that's pretty much locked up for September, unless they start looking like they're going to jump off a cliff. I don't think they will, but we will be keeping an eye on them, of course, because we do enjoy the poly market and seeing what's going on there. And let's see what goes on with what's going on with our news stories. Gold's true value is how useless it is to other markets, says this hedge fund giant. Not sure. Dollar, gold, and long yield surge, and Trump has a plan B if Supreme Court nixes tariffs. And the stock futures fall to start September amid a new uncertainty about tariffs after court decision. We were looking at that article last night. And stocks fall on rising bond yields and worry investors. So there you go. And let's just take a look and see what is going on here. And let me take a look and see. I wanted to click on the bonds and see they are dipping down right there. They were way up, and you are seeing some pullback, but we've seen some pullback in April too. And then look what happened. So I think we could see a little bit of pullback right here. It's not the end of the world. Let's see what our gold is way up. Silver's up. Platinum looks like it's ready to get rolling. And remember, I said copper had been looking good before, and palladium is looking good too. And I actually have all these numbers, and I look at them pretty often now because I put them on my stock cube, so I see it all the time. I guess what? Kitco.com. I don't even know what Kitco is. I never even looked it up, but that's who it's presented by for them. It's got to be a metals company. I don't even know. Here you go. Kitco. Something like that. I'm not sure. I got to look now. I'm interested. I never even looked, but it's Live Gold. That's who sponsors the stock cubes, gold prices and metal prices. And like I said, I have them scrolling around. I love it because I get to see it. And I've been definitely keeping an eye on them. And like I said, I do know that these guys are going to run. Palladium, copper setting up, and platinum's looking good, and gold and silver continue to run up right there. So there you go with them guys. And let's see our currencies right here. The US dollar is ripping up there, and the other ones are dipping down. We've seen this happen before, and just remember what happened. The markets did get red, but they changed it around really quick, if you remember. So it wasn't that big of a deal, and we'll be keeping an eye on that. And then meats, let's look at our cows, our live cattle, because I don't know what is going on, but I keep saying you can make some money on lean hogs right here. And the live cattle are going to get topped out and come dipping down, and I'm pretty sure meat prices are going to get wild. I don't know what the heck's happening there, but something's going on, I can tell you that. And here's our energy right here, and you can see our oil and all. That looks really good. As I was telling you, it was getting set up. And you guys know we see these things weeks before it ever happens. So there you go with them guys. How are you, Zach? Let's look at plug this morning. It is down just a little bit. It was looking pretty good. Let's see what it's doing this morning here. And it did pull back just a little bit there. Let me take a better look at good old plug. And yeah, I think we're going to see a little pullback on it. It was looking great right there as it was getting set up, and the whole market's just going to take a little pullback dive right here. And this is why I was being kind of cautious there. I mean, the market looks good, but you know you're going to see this pullback when they rip up to the top and they're dipping down like that. And we wanted to see this pullback, to be honest with you. You catch better price action, but then when the market gets turned around and ripping, it's amazing because it's going to get really ripping again. And that's what we want to see. We've already watched it happen one time, so let's see it happen again, because he's going to keep on doing it as we go into closer to these midterms. CYTK right here. Luis Rodriguez is jumping up. That one's hopping up. I don't even know that one. Cytokinetics or something. Not even familiar with CYTK. But there you go. That one is hopped up there and rolling around. How about MLYS? That is Mineral Rays or something, right? No, Minor Alleys. I don't even know how to say it. Anyway, it's a healthcare one, and that's jumped up there pretty big and is in the top. I know Pfizer and them were they had something going on. They look like they want to come down a little bit. Moderna pulling back a little bit, and I did see there was something going on with these guys anyway. So we'll have to keep an eye on them and see if they want to pull back. Let's look at our UNH right here. That's also pulling back. I would have said that one was going to roll last night, and that's why I kind of didn't really give anything out too much, because we got the look, and Oscar's pulling back right there as well. And what is SDIG doing? Let me see. What is that one? Hold on. SDIG. And it doesn't look like it even comes up. What is that one? I don't even know what that is. Is my SDIG. That's what it says, right, Luis Rodriguez? I'm not sure. And has Bitcoin bottom? Let's go through our crypto. That's a good question right there. Bitcoin's just teetering around 109, 110 right there. And let's see, because it has come really close. It does look like it could bounce off one more time right here is what it's looking like. But I mean, I think we have probably seen the bottom right there. Your 20 is going to come down and scoop it, and you can see your 20's up here, so I don't expect it to hop through that fast, but you never know. Crypto's a wild beast. It could curl through, jump right up on the 20 and get rolling again. We'll be watching it today to see exactly what it wants to do, but it is getting down there, and I'm telling you, this crypto is going to get wild, guys. And Ethereum, you can see, had that nice dip down the other day, pulling back, made a lot of room on the chart. Remember, these things were running in the top, and now look at them. So you have some great room right there. Solana's still at 202 and still looks good, guys, and wants to roll up there. So Solana's been really strong. Look at that channel. And I told you Solana was going to be a good one. And Ripple right here is trying to get set up. And I think yesterday could have been its bottom. You can see how close it is. And these things are getting real close. And I do think that crypto is going to get rolling. The altcoins are going to get rolling. And you know, we're going to get that ETF rolling. It started to jump up a little bit yesterday after that show that we did. And I'll look and see. It's at 626,000 market cap, so not too bad right there. And like I said, it's getting ready to get into a bullish state, just like everything else. And that thing's going to get ripping, guys. It's at the very, very bottom. So if you want a good opportunity, check it out because I'm telling you, you can probably make some bank. That's what I'm looking at right there with ETF. We're gonna get that thing cruising back to its all-time highs, and if you accumulate enough down here, you will make bank. I mean, literally bank. And so yeah, that's what we're looking at. We're going to get it moving. That community's great right there. So that's all these coins are a community, and now we have it and moving it in the right direction. I think XLM right here is stellar, and that's about to get stellar. Looks a lot better right there. Chainlink wasn't looking bad either, so we'll see if they did bottom out, and they could just kind of run a little flat for a few days using that as its bottom and just dipping around while the 20 comes back. So this week could be a good setup week for crypto, but it is looking pretty good. There's your SUI, and Optimism right here is looking pretty decent. So you can see they're pulling back a little bit. I don't think they're crossing through just yet, but they are going to get ready. So that is what our crypto looks like at the moment. And let's see what else is going on here. Let's see what's happening in the market over here. CYCU, we already checked it out. It was cruising up there, right? And Raya, what's this one doing right here? Good old Raya is looking pretty decent this morning again. It did jump up the other day, pull back, and this one could be a good getting to be a good one. And like I said, they did push back the reverse split vote. And yeah, that thing's not looking too bad right there, guys. That thing could get cruising. There's your CARM was jumped up there. HWH was jumped up. And Neo is way what is that? Did that take a huge dip? I don't even remember, but that's that auto manufacturer in China. And look at this thing right there. When did that dip down? That was today. Wow, that was a huge dip, huh? We have to look at this thing right now. NIO. Look at that dip right there. It came down to 502. It opened at 650 and it's right back at 650. But that does look like it could be pulling back. That's a crazy look right there. And they did have earnings, or they do have them today. I'm not sure if they released them. It is a China company, so sometimes they're in the middle of the night just because of the time zone difference. And that is NIO. So we'll be looking at that. And RGTI right here, a little bit of pullback at the moment. PMAX right there was trying to get set up and was running around last week. We'll keep an eye on that. PAL Max and SOXS is their semiconductor bear, and it's running up this morning. That UUU right there, Universal Safety Products, has jumped up. And Kappa right there is jumping up there, and your SQQ is up a little bit. We were looking at GCTK right there. There's that ORIS, and that thing still looks pretty decent down there. So we'll be keeping an eye on this thing as well. It's not looking bad. It looks like it might even spiked up there today. Yes, it did. And that thing looks like it's trying to get set up. So keep an eye on that Oriental Rise Holdings. That thing could get rolling. And let's see what else is going on here. What else do we like on this side? Let's take a look and see. And UUU and SHFS right there is cruising up, a banking one. And there's that CYCU and Glucotrack Harm RMTI. What's that? Rockwell Medical. That was running up the other day. And Raya, like I said, is looking pretty good right there. So might want to keep an eye on that one. So there you go. We've been watching Raya, RAYA. And let's see what else is going on right here with UNH. We did look at it. That was down, and Oscar was down as well. TTD right here is also pulled back a little bit, and I would said Lyft was looking pretty good yesterday, and I did type it in right, and no, I didn't. What is it? There you go. LYFT right there, and that's even pulled back, and that could be a little bottom look, a little dip and rip look right there. So I'll have to look at that one today, because that was looking good last night. Michael Anthony had brought that to our attention. Uber's pulling back right there. And let's see what AST Space Mobile's doing, a little bit of pullback as well as it's riding along that MACD. Zim right here is pulling back some more, and we'll have to keep an eye on that. And this CIFR, there's CIF, and that looks like it could get set up right there, but is pulling back at the moment. The CIFR was jumped up into the top right there. We'll have to see if it can stay up there. It's staying right at the top line. and trying to keep itself up there, you can see. So I'll have to look at that one today. That's an interesting look as well. And let's see what else is going on. Anything else that we liked? Um, Let me see. What is this one doing? HIW right here. That one is pulling back, hitting that resistance, and CVI. That one is jumping up a little bit. So there you go. And that is an energy one. And I would say that's a pretty good market review right there. Let me see if I missed anything. I don't think I did. I think we got everything right there. And yeah, I would say that's pretty good for us. And let me see. Trump demands that. There you go. That's what I saw. Laptop Travel had posted out that the Pfizer and Moderna and Lilly, other COVID drug makers, to justify the success, show the results amid the new FDA restrictions right there. So I like it. And what did he say? Here, I'll read it to you. It says, it is very important that the drug companies justify the success of their various COVID drugs. Many people think they are a miracle that saved millions of lives. Others disagree, like myself. I never took any. And with the CDC being ripped apart over this question, I want the answer. And I want it now. I have been shown information from Pfizer and others that is extraordinary, but they never seem to show those results to the public. Why not? They go off the next hunt and let everyone rip themselves apart, including Bobby Kennedy Jr. and the CDC, trying to figure out the success or failure of drug companies' COVID work. They show me great numbers and results, but they don't seem to be showing them to many others. I want them to show them now to CDC and the public and clear up this mess one way or another. I hope Operation Warp Speed was a brilliant, as many say it was. If not, we all want to know about it and why. Thank you for your attention to this very important matter, President DJT. There you go, Laptop Travel. Thank you for that. And yeah, I would like answers on that. That's for damn sure. You know, I'm totally anti-COVID vaccine and all that nonsense. I definitely didn't let them come anywhere near me with that stupid vaccine. I thought it was nonsense. So there you go. Very interesting. I would like to hear these drug companies have to respond to that and give us the facts here. Because, of course, you can fudge any numbers you want. We all know that. And they were getting tons of money from the government. So interesting right there. I like that. But we don't like the SPY. It is down 496. That's not bad though. It's on the 20. And like I said, I think we could work our way down to the 50 right here and then have to get scooped back up and roll. So we could have a little bit of a lull here. And you do have some great support. I mean, it has beautiful support down here. Let it pull back, get retested, and bam, it's going to be running like wild for the rest of the year. So September, a little pullback, which is great. We thought we were going to see it at the end of August, but it just did not want to happen. It just kept ripping up there and didn't want to pull back. So that's what it looks like at the moment. And I can't say that there's like a whole lot of great ones. There's a few that have run up there. We looked at them already. But yeah, the setups right now, there were some better setups last week. And that's why, you know, on a 3-day weekend, you really have to wait and see what's going to happen on that Tuesday morning and how the market opens up, what the reaction is. And it could just be for a week or two right here. And again, they're putting the tariffs on hold or whatever because somebody said that they're not good in the court system. So all kinds of crazy things going on. We'll sort it all out, figure it out. We'll be back full time trading and locking in profits. And again, we went through all the ETFs, the bear ones, so you can keep an eye on them guys because they were looking pretty decent today at least. And I'll be keeping an eye on things today to see which direction we really want to go. But we could see that little bit of pullback. The small cap show is today. And again, that's usually on Mondays. It should be today at 1 o'clock. So I did not even see the link, but I didn't look. So I'll check that out and I'll post it out so you guys can join us on the small cap show. And I guess that'll probably be back to normal as everybody's probably back from their vacations. The kids all start school. Labor Day's over. The summer's officially over, I guess they say. And now we're going to be kicking off and getting ready. So there we go. And obviously, crypto's getting set up, and it's going to be ripping and roaring towards the end of this year, or at least in the next month or so. October could be wild. I know that. I know it did last time. It spiked up big time, then had a big pullback, and then ran up some more. So we're going to definitely be watching for that pullback so we can lock in those profits and catch it on the next wave if that's the case again. And we'll be keeping an eye on crypto, everything else, and of course our ETF 500. So there you go, everybody. Appreciate everybody tuning in on this Tuesday morning, September 2nd, because we're in the month of September already and we're after Labor Day. So all information presented here is for educational and informational purposes only, not intended as financial advice. So always do your due diligence and be sure to follow along on YouTube, X, and Instagram and all that good stuff. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Luis Rodriguez and Zach and Laptop Travel and everybody else that tunes in, hangs out, and Doge Mama 9 and chimes in there. So I greatly appreciate it. So let me know if you have any questions there. And it is a little bit of pullback. I'll be looking at these bear ETFs just to see how good they look. And I do think we could see a little bit of pullback. I don't think we're going to see a huge correction, but we'll be keeping an eye on it. And it doesn't look like a huge correction. Let's put it that way. And we'll just look at the SPY as we end the show, and it's dipping down a little bit lower under that 20. So I do think you could see it come back down towards the 50 right there. So there you go, everybody. Thanks again for tuning in. You guys have a great day. Goodbye. Good luck. See you later. And have a good day, everybody.